Press record. Okay, so it's super exciting. You guys have all been, there's no one on this call who is not focused, who's not really working on building their business, enrolling, building consultants and building managers and going to exec. So it's, I think, one of the, most exciting groups we've worked with because everybody's on the same path, and the chat was a bit quiet for a while, and now it's gone pretty crazy in the blueberry. Yes, off you go. My favorite ice cream, you needed to know. Okay, so it's an exciting time, and I feel very confident with every one of you and what you're doing. So I was thinking about who we've had, and we've had Gabby Dean last week. So Emma, you can imagine what that was like. It was full on, high energy. Everybody was, sort of blown away by Gabby and her focus and where she's at, and excited to hear that she's bringing people across to leaders in the making. So that was really setting the scene for the fact, wow, if they can come from New Zealand for it and pay their own way, then maybe we can come to that too. So that was really good. So following on from that, I thought let's just start to level things out and go, okay, what are the things that we need to do between now and the end of the year? Now we have this promotion for 3 months. So Em and I were talking sort of briefly about it, and I was saying that what you do now will pave the way for you in 2026. I can't believe I'm actually saying that number, 2026. We are 3/4 of the way through the year, and this will absolutely pave the way for what you achieve next year. It's like this promotion is perfect for you to work with people and show them what is available. So I better not say any more because they're the things that I was asking Em to talk about. So I'm going to hand over to Emma, and let's start with, what are the key components of this promotion and how should people be working with them? Em.
Thanks, Heather. Well, hi, ladies. It's nice to jump on your team call. Especially it's perfect timing, seeing as we literally have just clocked over into the new commission months. And obviously, so today, as always we do at the end of the commission month, we're going through everyone's numbers, especially TBB. We don't have our final numbers in yet for the September TBB, but it is always one of the first things we check. Which is because I think definitely in what we have seen in the last few years, it is a very, very generous promotion. It is particularly what we have found is a generous promotion for lower levels. Okay, you might, and there's executives in here might remember from, a couple of years ago when there were things like LIA, and executive pools. They were obviously very, very generous, but they were really rewarding those who were already at the top. And what we see with Team Builder Bonus is that we have actually more people earning extra money that are at either a consultant or a manager maintaining level, which is what we want to see. And we actually even crunched some numbers today, which is all for tomorrow night's training. So tomorrow night, Thomasina and I are going to really break it down. I don't know if anyone watched or joined the US training, but we did find it was a little bit heavy on the numbers, a little bit heavy on the data. So we've kind of simplified it. We've Aussified it as well. We've made it quite friendly for Australia, New Zealand. And we've actually used some of our own data to give real life examples on what you could expect to earn. Okay. So to start off with, my top tips and what I told all of our top leaders over the last week or so is get as many of your team to paid as manager as possible. Now, for those who need a little reminder, paid as manager for the TBB bonus, it means you have to maintain 3 out of 4 weeks. So October and November are both 4-week commission months. December is a 5-week. So that means for October and November, you must hold paid as manager status for at least 3 of those weeks. The week that you miss, it can be in the start, in the middle, at the end. That's up to you, but you can only miss 1 week. Okay, so that's crucial. And then in December, you'll have to hold it for 4 out of 5 weeks because December is a 5-week month. So don't forget that one either. And then what Thomasina is putting together for tomorrow night's slide, and then we'll share it with everyone, is a beautiful little October, November, December. Here's your exact dates. Here's your exact weeks. So that it's super clear, because we know everyone is going to really be tracking this bonus very, very carefully, and we don't want anyone missing out. The amount of times, guys, I've reached out to top leaders, a couple of days after the month is closed, and I said, oh, look, I saw you did one enrollment last month, and if you just done your second one, you would have gotten your $1,000 bonus. And they're like, oh, when did the month end? Have I still got time to do it? And I kind of think, oh my goodness, like you need to know your dates. That is so important. Every single person in the corporate office has it laminated and stuck to our laptops. That's how closely we monitor it, because we always want to know when's the end of commission week, when's the end of commission month, how long have we got? Are we midway through the month? Have we got extra time? So if we are like that, you guys should absolutely live and breathe it. If it's not somewhere visible you're looking at every day, like in your toilet or on your fridge, you need to stick it there. Crucial. And it really comes down to that whole, if you want to get paid like this is a business, you need to treat it like it's a business. Something that I always have said to the field development team, which I think is really important, because particularly Thomasina and I, we've come from retail backgrounds. At some stage, we worked in retail together. And I was talking to her and explaining, well, in retail, every night you cash up, you go through the till, you check how much is in the till. Did it match up to what the system says we sold? And then every week you do a full consolidation. Do all the numbers match up? Is all the cash correct? And that's because we're responsible for treating that retail store like it's a business, and you guys are no different. Granted, you're not there physically counting money, which is very, very nice. You don't have to worry about that headache. The system does it all for you, but you should be checking your My Team reports and your active consultants. And if you don't know, if you can't say to me, Emma, at the moment, I have this consultant who's active and she's active for another 5 days. And then I've got one more consultant who sadly she's not active because she's got her girlfriend on the right that needs to place an order. You should know your business that well that you can tell me who they are. Because unless you're at a level, that's very, very senior, where you are at maintaining paid as executive, where you have like 10 to 15 consultants you're juggling at any one time. Now, that's a bit more of a headache. And that's where I say you shouldn't be checking that report daily, because they've got so many people bumping in and bumping out. That's their biggest headache when you're maintaining paid as executive. When you're just focusing on maintaining paid as manager, you should be well enough across your team that you know who they are and you know when they're going to fall off consultant. And then it is your responsibility to pre-plan, all right, if it's showing me she's going to fall off paid as consultant in 5 days, and we always know they fall off paid as consultant for one of 3 reasons. I always say there's 3 things that you check. The 3 components to check in your consultants: is there 100 points on the left? Is there 100 points on the right? Is there 100 points for themselves? So that's what I always say. It's the beauty of 3 when you're doing your consultant checks. Are those 3 things tick, tick, tick? So when you go through and you check those, you need to be able to pick up, is she going to fall out of consultant because it's herself? She hasn't placed her own order, or do I need to check she's going to place her own order? That's another big one. I hear so many people say, oh, I thought that consultant would be fine. She didn't end up ordering. And I think to myself, well, does that mean you didn't check with her? Does that mean she's not regular enough with you that she's not stopping her order? She's 100% addicted to the product. She's definitely ordering every 30 days. Okay, so it's either that, or are one of her 2 legs going to drop off or not order? And again, you're the upline. It's your responsibility to make sure she's aware, hey, you'll drop off consultant. I can see, you've got Stacey on the left. I know Stacey was new. She just finished her 30-day reset. What do you think the likelihood is Stacey's going to place another order? Or do you think, nah, look, she's still going through a product. She's already told me she's not ready to place another order anytime soon. What does that mean? We need to get you ready to replace Stacey. We need to find someone else. What can I do to help you? Do we need to post another before and after? Some progress. Can we help Stacey? Does Stacey want to do a little in-home event? Do we need to set up a 3-way call? You have to prompt that for your consultants. That's the beauty, because when you're the manager, it's your responsibility. If I work in a retail shop, it's not the responsibility of my casual employees who come in and come out randomly. It's my responsibility to make sure the numbers add up and my books are all clean because I'm the manager. Okay, so that's the first thing I always say. You need to have that business mindset, especially when we're talking about, hey, if you want double, triple, or quadruple your bonus, this is the work. This is part of the work. It's knowing the back end. It's checking your reports. And so if anyone doesn't know, it's under my team. Crucial to go through that report. And if you look at it, and to be honest, I wouldn't look at it on a phone. I would look at it on a computer. I look at it on both. And if I was in your position, I would need to look at it on a computer. If you look at that report and you go, oh, Emma, I don't understand it. I'm so confused. I don't know how to read it. All you need to do is reach out to me or Thomasina or Kate, and we will walk you through it in a Zoom meeting and explain each lot of numbers until it's comfortable for you to read. Because it can be uncomfortable when you first start reading those reports. For about the first 2 weeks, I was looking at people's reports. I was like, I don't get it. The amount of times I had to go through it with Kate to really understand, what does this column mean? What does this column mean? What does this column mean? It's normal to take a bit of time, but if you don't ask someone to walk you through it, you'll just end up not looking at it and pretending it doesn't exist. And that will most likely mean a consultant drops off and you drop out of paid as manager. Okay? So the next thing as well, if you would like, and for those who don't know, we do make available if you want your own personally enrolled report. Now, I usually reserve this just for higher levels, but I'm more than happy to let you guys have access to this as well. So yes, when you go into your back office, you can see all of your personally enrolled customers. You can see that, you can track them, you can see when they last ordered. Now, unfortunately, which I don't love, you can't pull it in a really clear, simplified file where I want everything printed. So I can go highlight, highlight, comment, comment, tick, tick, tick. Okay. So if anyone is like that and you're wanting that, all you need to do is ask me for a copy of your personally enrolled report. Now, I can pull that for you and it will show you every person you have ever personally enrolled. Okay. And I can tell you, I pulled Heather's and it's huge. It's absolutely a huge, huge file, but it will show up every single person from day one of who you first enrolled to your very last enrollment. And then I filter it for you so that it will show you the date they joined, the date of their last order. It'll show you the highest recognition rank they've achieved. And this is a really good report if you want it printed or if you want it in a PDF format. So for me, I would print this out and I would make notes on it. So because when you can see all the names, bang, 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 and you can see the date that they last ordered, and you'll go down that list and you'll go, I thought Sarah was ordering every month. Sarah always talks about the product. I know she loves the product, but she hasn't ordered for 2 months. I need to talk to Sarah. Or you'll look at it and you'll go, oh, this lady is still ordering every 30 days. She's been ordering every 30 days and I didn't even really realize, but I need to talk to her about if she wants to become associate. because she's now really loyal. She's bought it for 4 months in a row, and I haven't even had that discussion with her. And if you're buying $200 to $300 worth of Isagenix product every 30 days for 4 months, I think it's safe to say you're pretty loyal and you're having a good experience with the product. They should be the first people you speak to about becoming associate. The first people. And so many people forget, and they say to me, oh, I need to go out, I need to recruit, better prospects. I need to recruit more serious business-minded people. And I think, oh my goodness, no, you don't. Like, the first place you need to look is your own customers. Because until you can go through your personally enrolled customer report and you can say to me, I have asked every single one about the business. I have told every single one about the benefits of going associate, 20% PIB, how easy it is to share. Until you can do that, then there's no point in focusing on finding new ideal business partners, because you have so many great prospects who are already buying from you. They already signed the dotted line, guys. They already forked over the money. They're sitting there, but you haven't done your job. And so you haven't told them, hey, you've already spent $1,000 on our products over the last 3 or 4 months. How would you actually now like to start earning some cash back? Because I know you're loving the products. I know you're having a really great experience. And I'm sure you probably know some people like you that would also love them. And I'd love you to benefit from that and earn some cash back. Okay, so that's another thing I always say. You need to know your customer report, and you need to have relationships with these people to be able to say, yes, I've spoken to them about the business. They know about the cashback. They know about 20% referral. And then the very first people that you turn to become consultants, your ideal consultants are your regular customers. I would say anyone that's ordered every month for 3 months, bang, they're the first people you go to. If I've only got one consultant in my team right now, the first place I need to look is my regular customers, and if there are any potential consultants there. And you won't know until you speak to them. So if it's, as many of us say, it's your chicken list, because you just think, oh, they're such a safe regular customer. They always order. I don't want to rock the boat by potentially pushing them into a business conversation. You never know. You don't know, and you're prejudging them. You are prejudging them before having that conversation with them. And the way I often train it with people is I say, well, when you have that conversation, you almost make it sound like it's been your mistake that, now that they're such a regular orderer and they're a lover of the products, you're actually obligated now to share with them about the cashback referral program. That's what I would say. I put it really softly. I don't say commission. I don't say build a business. I just say, you clearly love the products. You're now one of my loyal regular customers. So I have to do my job, and I'm bound now to tell you we have this referral program where you can get 20% cash back if we refer some friends and family to get the products you love as well. It's literally that simple. It's 2 sentences. If they buy it, great. You know where to take it. If they say, oh, not for me, not interested, okay, great. No problems at all. I just had to do my job because I'm bound to tell you because you've ordered every month for 3 months. Done. That's it. Okay? Now, the next thing I wanted to share in terms of to inspire you for this promotion, because I'm not going to lie, when Steve shared it with me, I was gobsmacked. I have never seen a promotion that allows people to earn this much money. Especially, and then I said, oh my, it goes up to a 4 times multiplier, which I was almost like that's insane. And the 4 times multiplier, I assumed would have the requirement of must be paid as executive, and it didn't. It was also paid as manager. So I was like, are we nuts? Like, are we just giving away money for the last quarter of the year? This is insanity. So the biggest thing I can say is take advantage of this promotion, because I've never seen one this generous before or this easy before. Okay. with the data that we crunched. Okay, so I'm giving you real data from Team Builder Bonus, and this is for July, August, September, just for Australia and New Zealand. The average, so those that are already holding paid as manager and they qualify for Team Builder Bonus, okay? So this is only those who are already paid as manager who've qualified for Team Builder Bonus for those last 3 months. The average of that group that they're taking home as a TBB bonus is about $270. Okay, so that's the extra money that they're taking home in TBB. The average for the paid as executives, okay, because obviously much harder, you've got much bigger depth, you've got a much bigger team when you're at paid as executive. The average that a paid as executive takes home each month in the Team Builder bonus is $1,700. And then the average that we're talking the cream of the crop, our usual top 10 Team Builder bonus achievers take home every month is around $1,900. Okay, so they're the bonus amounts that are actual for our market. When I look at, so if you maintain the paid as manager, and now we're talking about you do the minimum of 3 enrollments to get your double your bonus, which is also insanity to only have to do 1 more enrollment and get double your bonus. I also thought, is that an error? Is something wrong? No, just 1 more enrollment. So the average would now bump to, and this is us, we add it up because it only multiplies 1 to 90 days. It doesn't multiply your whole bonus. It only multiplies that first part. So we did the calculations. If you did the 3 enrollments, the average bonus for the paid as manager would now be looking around $800. Okay, so now around $800 for the paid as manager, just doing the 3 enrollments. So that is a huge jump. And again, remembering they would be picking that up potentially for the 3 months because this goes October, November, and December. If they do the triple bonus component, it's actually going to increase a fair bit again. So the amount that it would triple to, let me just bring it up. Is $900. So around $900 with the triple bonus applied just to, sorry, I've given you the wrong number. Multiplier times 2 is $700. That's what it would come to for your average paid as manager with the multiplier times 2. With the multiplier times 3, it goes to $950. And then with the multiplier times 4, so multiplier times 4, that's your 10 enrollments, which is what everyone should be aiming for. Multiplier times 4, it goes to $1,200 as your average bonus. Now, $1,200 as your average bonus for a paid as manager, you're now looking at usually what would we would call around our top 10 to 15 bonus earners because they're usually over the $1,000 threshold mark. All of those top 10 that you see recognized every month, they're usually at paid as executive. So essentially, you are picking up what we would see as an executive level bonus for only being paid as manager. And that's why I'm saying this is the most generous bonus and the easiest bonus that I've ever seen because they're literally paying you like your executives. An executive, ask Heather, ask Rachel, it's bloody hard maintaining 10 paid as consultants. It is hard. And to get this sort of executive money for the next 3 months, all you have to do is maintain paid as manager. So that's why if you are currently not at paid as manager, I'm going to say, well, you've got a week to get there because you get that 1 week of grace. Okay, so if you're not currently there, make it your absolute top priority to get there by the end of this week. Because then, as long as you hold it for the next 3 weeks, you can still qualify. And if that sounds hard, because again, you all want to aim for that 4 times bonus. So you need to get to paid as manager, hold it, and then you need to do your 10 enrollments. Of course, it's hard, but your bonus would be on average around $1,000, if not more. That's an awful lot more than what the paid as manager bonus usually is. A lot more. So that's why you are going to have to work hard. I know this isn't an international trip that you're qualifying for, but the type of money that you can potentially earn, it's the same idea, guys. It is the same idea. Now, for those who are already at paid as manager, but maybe you're not yet at paid as executive, as you can imagine, for paid as executive, the numbers are extremely generous. Okay, so for paid as executive, it is very high. If you're already comfortably at paid as manager, stretch yourself to get to paid as executive, because the numbers you can be expecting, if you did a double multiplier, you could expect on average 2,000 to 2,400 for a double multiplier. If you hit the triple multiplier at paid as executive, the average we're looking at is about 3,000 to 3,100. And with a 4 times multiplier, the paid as executive average earning bonus goes to $3,800. $3,800. I'm not sure we've had team builder bonus earners earn that much before. I know we've had some that hit around the 3,000 mark. That's usually the highest mark it sits at. But so it's extremely generous. So that should be your first priority. Okay, because even though many of you will be thinking, go for 10, go for 10, go for 10. If you're not already at paid as manager, no, it's too soon. It's
Hope it's not.
were the best for getting enrollments. So that, because if I was you, and I know that we're doing it, we're event planning for next year. So if any of you want to also look at that for next year and what you could tap into, the most successful event that I participated in for enrollments, and this was co-hosted with an associate, okay? It wasn't just a corporate event, but it wasn't just her event either. So this event, she knew a really successful businesswoman in the area who'd done multi-level marketing before. And she was actually now a customer, just a customer. She said, I don't want to do networking and stuff like that, but I'll buy your products. So she'd been a customer of hers, not even a builder. And she was hosting a high tea event to raise money for a local charity, and to, participate and network with all the women in the community. So it was great because she was organizing it. We didn't have to do any of the work. But obviously, the associate that I worked with, she was going to the high tea as a guest. She said, I want to support you. You've been a customer of mine for so long. Let me come to your event. And that was when she reached out and found out that there were going to be some little pop-up stalls from some different people in the local area, sharing samples, promoting their own businesses. There were other network marketing little pop-ups there as well. And they said to her, you can have your own pop-up table. That's fine if you want to do that. She had never done one before. So I said, I'll come and I'll help you do it. So we set it all up. There was like a doTERRA pop-up. There was a cleaning lady pop-up. There was a nutritional pop-up. There were all these different ones. But I think we just put together a couple of tables. We had a really good display, loads of samples. And the whole objective that we went into that with was we are not here just to get customer data. We're here to close sales on the day. And we went in with the mindset that we wanted at least 5 customers, which this was great because I don't think we paid anything to be there at the pop-up because they were friends. We just obviously covered the cost of the products, and we did a lot of preparation as well. So we went in prepared to collect enrollments. That meant we had a charged iPad so we could do enrollments on the spot. We had manual order forms that they could fill out on the spot. She knew some people might want to pay cash. Now, some people want to pay cash and they do that between the associate. Okay, so obviously Isogenics can't accept the cash, but if the associate says, hey, I'm happy to put my credit card down on your order, if you pay me the cash now, I'm happy to do that for you. If you don't want to put your credit card down for whatever reason, then we do allow that. That's fine. So she even had change. She had cash ready for people that wanted to do cash payments. We had pre-organized a really good event deal that was a today only. If you placed your order with us and it was $250, you got a free box of collagen. And then we had show bags as well. So anyone who placed an order on the day for anything got to take home a sample bag, and it had like one of each bar, an e-shot, one of each elixir, a catalog. So then that was also appealing. People were walking around with their little show bags because they ordered on the day. So after that event, I think we got about 9 enrollments on the day. That was the most successful event I have seen this year to date for enrollments on the day. Now, I know there's been other events, like really successful in-home events, but not usually where they're getting that number of enrollments at the actual day of the event. A lot of the time, the enrollments come in the next week, in the next month. It comes slowly with follow-ups. Our objective with that event, because we knew there was going to be 100 of our target audience. It was women only. They had to pay to go to that event. So we already knew they've invested money to come. They've got money. If you're paying $60 to come and have some afternoon tea, you've got money to burn. So we came prepared to capitalize on that and make sure we had not just me and her, we also then had one of her team on the pop-up as well. So we had 3 people to answer questions and process enrollments. And there were still times we couldn't get to everyone because a room full of 100 women, it was busy. It was absolutely busy. They wanted to sample everything. They wanted questions. And because the high tea went for about 3 hours, it meant people would taste something, they'd go and eat, they'd network, they'd chat with other women, then they'd come back to us. Without a doubt, that style of event where it wasn't just her event, she tapped into someone else's event. She participated in what someone else was doing, and she came incredibly prepared. And like I said, if you go into your event prepared in your mind, I'm here to take enrollments today. And like back in the day, when I first started in network marketing with Mary Kay Cosmetics, and the way we were trained with Party Plan is, there was no online. It was face-to-face. It was in-home parties. And literally the way that we would close the party is I would have to have a little 5-minute consult with every guest in the room before they left. So the deal was you had to have a little quick 5-minute chat with me to get your goodie bag. So if you wanted your take-home gift, which they all do, you had to have a quick chat with me. That was part of the deal. And in that quick 5-minute chat, that was when it was all about taking your order. And if they didn't want to order, it was all about, well, What were you interested in? What's your wish list? Just let me note it down for next time. That was how we ensured, and we knew we went into every event. We are there to take orders tonight, today. We can't leave here without a single enrollment because we may not get them later. You can't guarantee you'll get them in the follow-up. And in the spot on the day is when people are most motivated to order, if I'm being honest. They are, because they see other people ordering. Oh, what are you getting? Oh, she's getting that. Oh, I really liked the sound of that one. Maybe I should get it too. They're wrapped up in the excitement of it. So you need to go into your event prepared. I do see, and I have seen a lot of people host events this year, or participate in expos and pop-ups, but they don't go into it thinking with the objective they're there to get enrollments on the spot. They go into it thinking, oh, I'm just here. I'll get so many great leads. I'll do so much follow-up. I'll have a raffle form. I've got everyone's data. The moment they leave and then you chat to them via text message the next day, you've already lost them by 50%. Your work is literally going to become twice as hard. Whereas on the spot, it's a much, much higher success rate. We did a pop-up in collaboration with one of our Vietnamese leaders yesterday. It was the local street fair, a Vietnamese fair, a cultural event. And we went to support her, but obviously we don't speak Vietnamese, but we could help her with samples and catalogs and things like that. And she got 7 enrollments on the day. Okay. And again, it's because we went into it with a mindset. We actually went into it saying we want 20 enrollments. That's what we had said, 20 enrollments in one day, but 7 is amazing. So to go into it with that mindset means you are prepared. If you don't go into it with your manual order forms and your charged iPad, I remember we were like, oh, we need multiple charged iPads. Not just because what if the one iPad runs out of battery? What's plan B? We're going to have to hotspot. Like that was how prepared we were. Okay.
Question,
Yeah.
because I used to be in Tupperware, of course, so
Yes.
same thing, right? So, is there any way we can get some brochures, like some physical brochures?
Yes. Yeah. We still have some catalogs in the office that we can send to you.
Okay, that'd be amazing. Because I think sometimes, going back to the old school way of order forms and brochures and things like that, and you see people filling out their order forms, and it does really help.
Oh, 100% it does. 100%. And so I would be so organized. Like yesterday, we had the bound lookbooks. You know how we will do bound
Mm.
lookbooks for people that want a bound copy, and it had the price list in the back. And then we had our manual order form. So anyone that was ready to order, bang, open it up to the price list. What were you interested in? Tick, tick, tick. All right, we talking a one-off order? Or are we talking subscription? You happy to go in and manage it yourself? Your subscription price, bang, 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 pop it on the order form. I've got all the details. Great. One of the girls is going to start processing your enrollment right now. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the products while she's putting it through. And then you're going to be emailed your receipt. So it was really that twofold of having it in a physical written copy, because the moment you start writing it down, they're kind of locked in. Not once did we say, I'll text you a link. Not once. And when I'm co-hosting an event, I don't do it. I know some people only do it via recommended cart link. And I know some leaders that won't use recommended cart links because it then puts the ball in their court. You're dependent on them doing it. The moment I start writing down your shipping address and your details on the order form, you're done, honey. That's it. We're locking it in. And they know it too.
Can I ask a question too? It's Renee. Sorry, I don't know why my video is not working tonight.
That's okay.
So I've done a couple of markets and stuff as well. And obviously I've got the expo coming up early October. And
Yes.
what's your gauge on people wanting to buy things there and then? So when I did my markets, they were really interested in, buying a bar, buying a couple of bars or things like that. What's your thoughts around that?
Yep. So we had a little bit of that yesterday.
Yeah.
Like we had a couple of customers that just wanted to get one box of bars each. They really liked the bar sample. And they said, oh, can I take it? And I just said to them, oh, look, we don't actually hold any stock today. We don't actually want people having to walk around with the product. It's heavy. We actually do free shipping on your first order. So I'm just going to send it to your house for free.
Okay. Yep, that's fair.
So because we would emphasize that straight away,
Yeah.
you're not paying for shipping. I'm just going to send it to you for free. It wasn't an issue.
Okay. Because I had people at the market say, oh, I just want a bag of hydrate. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, well, I haven't got the stock here, but yeah. So okay, yeah, that's fair enough. So just do it all at
We
once.
just always emphasize, I'm going to ship it to you for free. You'll get it within about the next five business days.
Yeah.
But then I always had that free show bag that they take on the spot. So they're not actually leaving with nothing.
Okay.
So then it's like, because then if they go, oh, okay, oh, I'm not sure I'll do it, then we would say, but hey, look, I know you could place the order online, obviously, but if you do order it with me here now today, I'm going to give you this show bag to take away today.
Okay.
And that won a lot of people over.
Yeah, that's a little hook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Thank you.
No, all
Emma,
good. And I
Emma.
know Thomasina and I have already been talking, Renee, about what we're giving you and the support and it being a very similar strategy to what we did yesterday.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Emma, this has been absolutely amazing. I've been looking at the girls and looking at their faces, and they're just about, right in the computer, listening to everything you've shared. And I know a couple have had to go because of timing. So I just want to say that, I've written down, because I was thinking, is she going to take a breath? Because you are so passionate and so excited about this, which is exactly the timing, as in the first day. We've got Emma on the first day, this has only been 2 hours, 3 hours. And it's exactly, so I'm so glad we've recorded it. But I just put down here, know your back office, focus on managers, then focus on getting your 10 and get them as soon as you can, because for those of you who are wanting to focus on going further than manager and getting to executive as quickly as you can. I know everybody wants to get to executive, but getting there as quickly as they can so you can maximize this promotion. If you enroll 10, 2 of those, pretty much we know you're likely to be able to help them go consultant. So that's 2 more consultants to get you closer to your 10. And the event piece that, I asked you to do, and I'm so pleased we did that, because imagine if you could now go away and look at what's happening in your local area and what can you tap in on. And as you were talking, I was thinking exactly the same as you summed it out. What she did was she piggybacked basically on someone else's event for mutual benefit. And, imagine if we could all find one of those each month. One for October, one for November, and then a Christmassy type thing for December. So that's been awesome. Just I can't thank you enough to give up, the time to go through this.
No problems. I'm very happy to share. And, this is a great team. I know there's a lot of people that look at this team and go, oh, they're so strong and they're so connected. And, they do so much team building together. And I know you're all incredibly hard workers as well. You've all had amazing achievements. And I really want to see you all success. The thing I would say from here is something I would know you're not serious if in the next 24 to 48 hours, if you don't reach out to me and ask me for a copy of your personally enrolled report. Okay? That's probably the first thing is that each one of you should be reaching out to me and asking me for a copy of that. And you may even be going, oh, I haven't even enrolled that many people. There's maybe like 10 on there. It's still useful to have if you want to see it just in a very clear PDF format. Okay?
I've already got one. You gave me one already.
Perfect. And then the next thing would be is if you are not comfortable viewing your My Team report to check on your consultants, or who was a consultant and they've fallen off? Do you know why they've fallen off? Who's got one leg who could go consultant? If you're not comfortable reading that and you don't already know how to read it, that's another one. You should be reaching out to me so I can set you up to do a call with Kate or Thomasina so that you understand it as quickly as possible, because you won't hold paid as manager if you don't understand it. Plain and simple. Okay.
Absolutely. I love it. And you've also already got Selena and Darlene putting in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. These booklets, obviously there is a limit to how many of the booklets that they've got in the small little one, but these are even better because they've got the price list in the back. So, just reach out and ask if you've got events coming up, and the guys will do these for you. So thank you, Emma. Thank you, everybody. We will see you all tomorrow night. Can't wait. We've got our call for our customers first for half an hour, which is Kelly and Sinead are running that on cleansing. So can't wait for that. And then straight after that, we'll be going into the corporate call. So thank you, everybody, for hopping on. And thank you, Emma, from the bottom of our hearts. We really appreciate everything you do.
Thanks, Emma.
Thank
No,
you.
my
Thanks,
absolute
Emma.
pleasure, ladies.
Amazing.
And Kelly, that reminds me, keep an eye out in the next a copy of the Celebrate magazine, because I might have volunteered you.
Yay! Exciting.
Awesome.
Did Kate reach out to you? She reached out to you and got a few
I hope I
pointers.
got it back to her in time. That's all. It was a busy day.
No, well, I put together a little bit of a story on you, so keep an eye out for the next issue.
Well done,
Thanks,
Kelly.
Emma. Thank you.
Kelly. See you later, guys.
All right,
See you
ladies,
ya.
have a good
Good night.
night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.